careful what we say. We got a couple of guys from Perth in this year. Gotta watch out for these guys. Watch out for these mates. Welcome.
Back into Denver after 9 days on the road like that.
You know, being in San Diego and LA is really hard. So, but no, it was really good for me personally, just to be home, you know, and reconnect with my wife and my daughters, and actually sit down and have a family dinner. So great to be home. Our one preseason game at home tomorrow night. And, obviously, hopefully we'll get you know, some fans to come out and support these guys. But it's great to be home.
What's your thought of the way Mason looks physically? He had the off-season surgery. Worked really hard in New York City this summer. What's your thought of the way he looks conditioning physically?
Yeah, I think he looks great. Obviously, Mace is a terrific athlete. I think you touched on it. I think the biggest thing is that after that surgery, I think you see a little bit more explosive, you know, Mason Plumlee right now. Not just because he went 11 the other night, but his finishing, his rebounding, his playmaking, just his overall defensive presence has been terrific. So yeah, I think he's a guy that definitely had a great offseason from a health standpoint and from a strength and conditioning standpoint as well.
He told me that Mark Price has been a big help for him getting his shot to where he wants it to be. What have you seen from Mark Price's impact so far?
So Mark is happy he's saying that right now. Let's hope, you know, hope that continues. You know, but again, you know, I think somebody asked a few weeks ago, you know, talk about Mark Price. You know, Mark Price shot 90% roughly from the foul line for his career. He's one of the top 2 or 3 free-throw shooters in NBA history. He's a 4-time All-Star. So to have a guy like that, who's not just a shooting coach, he's not here just to help Mason or Jared Vanderbilt. You know, I mean, the guy was a hell of a pick-and-roll player. I mean, he's going to have an impact on Monte and Jamal, and he's a great addition to our staff. So the fact that Mason is learning and taking some things from him that will hopefully translate to on-court and then being a better free throw shooter and shooter in general is outstanding, and that's one of the things that Mark brings to the table.
Wancho this last game, I think 25 minutes, just 2 shots, one of those in an ATO. Is that a thing where he needs to be more aggressive finding shots? Is it a thing where the team needs to maybe work the ball better? What do you see in that regard?
Yeah, you know, it's you know, the way we play is a very free-flowing offense, right? And equal opportunity. The ball finds the open man. And obviously the game in San Diego, the ball found Wancho. He had it going and continued to find Wancho. The game at Staples Center, obviously only had 2 shots, didn't make one. One of those was an ATL I drew up from, tried to get him going. But it's a combination of, yeah, we could find him a little more often, but it's just the game, you know, each game will be different. We'll have other guys step up, and if we feel that a guy's got it going or has a mismatch, we'll call certain plays to get them up. But right now in preseason, we're not running a lot of plays for individuals. We're working on our offense and our reads and giving them the freedom to play within that offense.
How would you rate the team's defensive enthusiasm after a couple of games and in practice? How the guys take it to it?
Yeah, I would say from that standpoint, Chris, I think it's really good. I think the guys, the enemy, we had a couple of possessions the other night where we just flew around nonstop. No one stopped moving. Multiple effort, one thing we always harp on. So I think they've taken that to heart. Right now, what's killing our defense is, one, the turnovers, the 23.5 turnovers, which push your defense in a bind. We're giving up 24 fast break points tonight. A lot of those off turnovers are bad shots. So we're not being able to set our defense right now. But I think three-point defense is much better after 2 games, which is a huge point of emphasis. But the enthusiasm, the buy-in, the commitment, I've seen great examples of that, not just in practice, but in the 2 games we played as well.
After 2 games now in training camp, are there any areas that you think are better than you expected coming in?
Good question. Better? You know, we're averaging 118.5 points per game with 23 turnovers and 20 points a night we're giving up. So that was my point to them today. If we stop beating ourselves, we could be averaging 135 points a game. We are a dangerous offensive team, but the 3-point defense, I'd have to say, maybe is the one thing that jumps out. We knew that we couldn't be 30th in 3-point defense. Trust me, 2 games in the preseason does not make a 3-point defensive team, but I like the fact that our guys are cognizant of it, they're aware of it, we're running guys off, and we're giving multiple effort behind it. So that's probably been the nicest thing to see so far on that end.
Coach, couldn't help but notice a couple of videos from training camp of you getting out on the floor with the guys playing defense.
Yeah, I'm a viral sensation, baby.
Just curious if that's something you've always done throughout your career, and what's the value in that? Because I'm sure that's not something a ton of head coaches do.
Yeah, I can't see Pop out there doing it. You know what's funny? When I was in Golden State, the year of the lockout, my first year in Golden State, we went down to watch the Niners practice with Coach Harbaugh. And it was like a college atmosphere. And here he is, obviously he was a quarterback himself. He's getting in the drills, and there was such a positive vibe coming out of that. You know, I played D1 ball a long time ago, was a below average player. But when I get out there, it seems like that just brings the energy up even more. Because now guys are setting the best screens they've ever set on me. They're in the stands playing defense because it's me. So I gotta like hypnotize them to say every guy you guard tonight is gonna look just like me. But yeah, I have fun with it. I think it's good. And we have a bunch of coaches that get out there as well, and I think the players enjoy that, and it helps the vibe in practice, if you will.
Defensive calling cards back in the playing.
I don't know if I had a calling card, man. To have a calling card, you gotta be a good player. I didn't have a calling card. I was coach's son, smart, heady player. Is that what they say about coach's son? Yeah,
It's like a backhanded compliment.
yeah, that was me. I was a backhanded compliment point guard.
Have you spent much time at all assessing your opponent's mind? Obviously, the Wildcats from Australia, like we are clearly. How much time do you spend having a look at them?
You know, so what we do with that coaching staff, we divide up our games, and one of our coaches has watched their Utah game, has watched their game, a few of the games from last season, just to get a feel for what they do, their personnel. I have not looked at any film of Perth as of yet. I'm sure I will tonight, but in preseason, my #1 focus is on us. How do we get better? How do we continue to improve? But you know, we will give them all the respect they deserve when we play them tomorrow night.
What do you sort of know and expect from Australian basketball?
You know, in my experience, the one thing I know about Australian players, one word comes to mind is toughness. You know, a tough group of guys, they're never going to back down. So if you're not ready to play, you know, expect the worst. So we're going to have, as I just mentioned, give them all the respect they deserve. Come out here and play our game. But Australian basketball, Torrey Craig, one of our players, played down there for a couple of years, and if you can have success in that league down there, that's some grown-ass men that play hard, play physical, and if you can't handle that, you're not going to thrive in that setting. And that was one of the things that we liked about Torrey. He did what he did in a very competitive, very tough, very physical league.
So his game did reflect that toughness when you got him out, when you saw him personally out here on this court.
Yeah, and again, I mean, it's you know, Tim Connolly, Joe, they were over there coaching, and they saw him. You know, but there are certain leagues, if a player can flourish in a certain league, you know, you have a good indication that's going to translate to the NBA. And again, you know, it's like Australian rules football, man. It's, you know, it's physical, and it's not for the weak-minded. And if Torrey can do that, like he's shown in the NBA, he can step in here and flourish. I'm glad that he had that experience.
Rockies predictions tonight?
Oh, I'd say big win on the road, game 1 in Milwaukee. Let's go 5-3. Now, what happens if the score is 5-3? We win. What are you gonna do for me?
Name it. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna think about that.
You gotta buy him tickets to the game on Sunday.